It's been a very long and exhausting week for all of us. Yes, there's been some really good news this week. I heard about COVID patients who were healed, businesses, communities getting back onto their feet, finally. Amazing news. But there's also been a lot of bad news, especially here in the United States. Racial tensions, violence, death. It's been very painful and tragic. So I want to share something about protests, which is on everyone's mind. As a Jewish person, or really any person of the spiritual faith of monotheism, believing in one God and believing in all the values that come together with that, as described in the Torah. Values like peace and truth and justice, loving kindness, compassion, fairness, equality. We need to realize that all of these things are really one big act of protest. You see, the world didn't start off this way. In the early generations of existence, it's true that we're a few people who subscribe to these ideas, but for the most part, things quickly spiraled out of control. And the Torah tells us that when we reached the generation of Noach, the whole world was filled with greed, corruption, theft, and murder. And it wasn't until Avraham Avinu, walks onto this world that things begin to change. Because Avraham is the archetypal protester. The Torah even has a nickname for him. He's called Avraham Ha'ivri, Abraham who stands on the other side. Abraham protests for truth when he turns to his family and the rest of civilization who were pagans, and he tells them no, there's one God who created this world with design and purpose. Abraham protests for justice and peace when he turns to God who wanted to destroy the entire Sodom and Amorah, and Abraham insists, how could you destroy the innocent together with the wicked? All of Abraham's achievements were achieved through a moral protest. It was this way back then, and we need to realize it's this way up until today. These values that we cherish and hold so dearly, and we want to see them in the rest of the world, we need to realize it's not going to happen naturally or automatically on its own. It's going to happen if we stand up and make this moral protest. Stand up, speak up, put ourselves out of our comfort zones, teach, educate, and sometimes even stand against the rest of a majority. Especially now, we're all thinking about racism. One thing we've learned this week is that we all have so much to learn about racism, about the Black community, about the centuries of their plight. We owe it to them and we owe it to ourselves to educate ourselves about this so that we're able to stand up and stand behind them and other minorities and to truly create peace and unity among all of us here in this world. So friends, let's all get better and learn how to become moral protesters. I want to wish you a Shabbat Shalom, which means a Shabbat of peace. May this Shabbat bring in peace into your family, the communities, and the entire world.